Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Fire Emblem Heroes. This is Rad Raid Resistances Part 2. I'm going to be showcasing and giving feedback to 4 more Aether Raid defense teams. I want you guys to keep in mind that these defenses are really old. They're about 2 months old, but I still think there's some value in analyzing them. If you're someone who is struggling with trying to make a decent Aether Raid defense team, or perhaps you're just new to the game, then these layouts might have some use for you. So yeah, without further ado, let's begin. Alright, so the first thing I always look at when I'm analyzing this stuff are the unit's assist skills. Here we have a melee dancer with 3 range units, right? Veronica has no assist skills, so she'll move first, so she's fine. But then we have Sanaki and Nino who both have assist skills, therefore Nino and Sanaki will move after Olivia. With that said, if the attacker manages to, let's say, snipe Cordelia and retreat safely, then Olivia will just end up moving forward without dancing anyone and ultimately end up getting sniped. So that's something to consider changing. However, the assist skills might be equipped on them intentionally. I'm not too sure, because if you take away their assist skills, then the opening attack sequence will change and it's not always a better outcome. Anyways, there's some guidance tricks on this team. If you put someone underneath this fortress, then I believe Veronica will always move and attack from here. Then Sanaki will fly under Cordelia. Then Cordelia will either move right here or right here, and then Olivia will dance. If you base Sanaki right here, then you're getting hit by Sanaki and a dance Cordelia, so that might be a weak point if the attacker is prepared with a tanky distant counter blue. Another baiting spot is right here underneath the lava pool. A tanky green unit can be placed there to bait Veronica just to aggro the defense team. Veronica will attack from the bottom bolt trap, then Cordelia will end up moving here or right here after getting dance. Like, the attacker from this replay could have just placed Sora there to tank Veronica and Cordelia, then on the following turn all he would have to do was take out Cordelia and Veronica, then he pretty much wins since Nino and Sanaki moves after Olivia, so they aren't that threatening. But other than that, the defense is pretty solid. Yeah, you can tell how old these replays are because we still have 4-man teams here. This setup looked pretty unique at the time, at least to me. I didn't really see much layouts with this particular fortress position, so I thought that was pretty cool. The strat here I think is to lure the enemy on top of the bolt trap on the bottom right. That bolt trap will inflict 20 damage to Ares and to nearby enemies around the trap. Ares will then be in vantage range and he has distant counters, so he can try his best to one-shot range units that try to initiate on him. The problem of course is that since Ares doesn't start off the match with his special ready, that means he's very vulnerable to blue mages to have enough defense to survive one hit. It'll really depend on how the attacker plays. If the attacker's blue mage gets hit by the bolt trap and their team doesn't have any way to heal the blue mage back to full, then Ares has a great chance at finishing them off with his one raw vantage attack. Then after that, Ares will have bonfire up with vantage every single fight if he survives. So he's going to be very problematic if the attacker lets him get that special up. If the attacker does manage to take out Ares with, let's say, a blue mage, a razzle dazzle staff unit, fire sweep bow user, or brave Lyn, then the whole defense team will just flush out and die one by one pretty easily. The attacker will just have to watch out for Veronica because she moves first and will be the one getting danced. So while this is a neat little setup, it can be easily hard countered by certain range units. Pretty unique layout. It's not Spring Breeze, plus there's no dancer. I think this is one of those defense maps that really tests the attacker's raiding teams. If the attacker doesn't have the right units or the right combination of positional assist skills with dancers, then it could be troublesome for them. On the other hand, if the attacker is prepared, then this defense can be easily overcome as well. I would say it might be difficult for most players to take out all 5 mages and the 2 ether pots. This is just really difficult to stall out turns versus ranged foes, and those pots are very far away. Anyways, Celica has triple brazen, so that's a big red flag that the real bolt trap might be underneath her. However, Ophelia does have vantage, so it could be underneath her instead. I'm not too sure, but I think you could really do mind games with the opponents if Ophelia was equipped with a 4-charge single target damage special instead. The biggest weak point in this layout is probably the spot underneath Micaiah. There's a sequence of moves that you can do using reposition and dance on an air to get her underneath Micaiah. You just gotta break the catapult, the broken wall, and the street lamp in order to do it. If Air does manage to get underneath Micaiah, then I'm pretty sure Air can take out Micaiah on the player face and start the whole aggro. The only reason Micaiah barely survived in the replay was because she used deflect missiles effect by initiating and getting counterattacked twice by Air. I just don't understand why the attacker in the replay decided to try and bait using Surtur in the spot that they chose. I guess the replay is just one of those situations where a player relies too much on buffed of Surturs to solo the whole map. Hey, the green plane map, props for using this map. Okay, so Rid and Silica has no assist skills, so Rid will move first if no one is in attack range. The two armors will have armor march buff, so they can traverse through the forest tiles, so that might be something that players might not take into account for. Right side could be very approachable if the attacker has a unit that can one-shot Malgrima. He does have Warrior Fighter equipped, so it might be difficult to initiate on him without dying. I know that now with the new Julia and Deirdre refines, you could use them with a dancer to double poke Grima at the flower basket spot. Of course, those refines didn't exist at the time of this replay, but it's something that you can do now. If the attacker does attack from the flower basket spot, then they'll have to keep in mind that Rid can move and get danced all the way over here. To avoid that, the attacker can destroy the tactics room and plant a fragile green unit on the right side, so Rid will move right instead of down, so he'll end up being out of dance range. The other weak point is of course underneath Rid. You can test the heavy trap for free, and then the attacker has the opening to one round KO Rid with a strong blue mage like Micaiah or a fully invested Reinhardt. Although they would have to make sure to get out of Silica's dance range afterwards, which covers almost the whole left side. It's a pretty cool defense team. It's really hard to give tips on this particular map because the map itself is so open. There's really not much you can really do to improve it except for getting better premium skills on your units or implementing tricks using rally skills. And that's going to be the last defense layout of this video. If there's any questions regarding anything, then please do ask them in the comments down below. I'll try my best to get through the rest of the submissions real soon. Hopefully I can. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.